and then you wonder, why can't we get more victories? Why can't we have people more consistent? I mean, just quickly rattling off our starters of this game. Scotty Barnes, 18. Pascal had 24. Pascal's been playing amazing all season. Precious gets 27. Gary Trent Jr. gets 19, and Fred ends up with 11. I mean, those kind of results could get us wins most games.
It's true. It's true. But like I said, with the Raptors, though, we're a jump shooting team. And when guys get hot, guys get sometimes streaky with that jump shot. And if you live by that jump shot, you're going to die by it. I, I just say the Raptors, like I said, what they're doing now, they're mixing it up. We're attacking the ball. We're getting some easy looks. We're not just consistently doing one thing now. So and it's showing. And this is how they should be playing when they're at home. And if they keep this mix up and we see that, hey, guys are showing that they could step up to the plate, I think moving forward we might have a shot at doing some damage.
No, I agree. And Boucher had a decent game too, coming off the bench. That young, even Boucher ended up with 10. That had 7. Hello, Toronto Raptor fans. How are you guys doing? This is the Raptors in black and white. We've got Head Swag and Slang sitting here in Southern Ontario on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. So yeah, loving the week so far. Actually, it's been pretty good for the Raptors. We've got, I mean, we won against the Knicks last Sunday, but then we've gone 2-1 the rest of this week. A win against Sacramento, who's number 1 at least in their division. A little bit of a disappointing outcome to the Golden State Warriors on Friday, with OG going down in the middle of that game too, which was an extra.
Yeah, that was ugly seeing him go down. I was wondering, especially the angle that he was on the floor on. He didn't look too good there, but I'm glad it was ended up being just a little minor sprain. So
Yeah, luckily, right, I saw that X-rays were negative, but maybe we lost that game partly mentally. I think the Raptors are one of the more mental, cerebral teams in the league. Not that we're necessarily high basketball IQ. I think more like stress
yeah,
and
yeah.
worry, because I always laugh when we're on ESPN, we seem to play worse. When we're on TNT, we seem to play worse. When there's those high-profile games, not even against good teams, it's just when there's like some kind of environment. Anyway, so Golden State would be one because, of course, our championship run against them, and then OG goes down. I feel like we lost the rest of that game because then we came back and beat Portland yesterday. So overall, what are your thoughts on the Raptors week and how they've been playing?
I think it's they're like I said, they're running downhill. I like what I see. They're moving the ball. They're at pace with teams. For one another reason, they're on the road. Okay, they're on the road and they're scooping up wins right now. This is great. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So hey, let's keep it going. We have a Chua throwing up 27 points. If guys are going to share the sugar like this on the road, hey, nothing ain't going to stop them when they're coming back home. We're just going to get even that much more stronger.
Yeah, actually, I mean, great point. That's where I was actually going to go next. So, yeah, Precious Achua steps up. We talked about OG going down against Golden State. Precious Achua ends up getting the start and has 27 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. But yeah, not bad at all. I mean, I saw him hit a 3 in the highlight package, 1 of 2, 50% shooting, and he was 68 from the floor. I mean, obviously for him, high percentage shooting makes a lot of sense because he's at the rim most of the time, dunking or getting putbacks. But yeah, great game.
Like I was saying, the maturity shown on him. He's a mobile player. He's moving. He's grooving, and like I said, it's showing. Like you said, at a perfect time. One of our star goes down. We need guys to step up, and here was a Chua. Perfect example.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I like when they say that next man up, and then they actually do show up and contribute the way you sort of expect. And for him, I mean, he probably at least is excited about the opportunity to maybe get that other I don't know, more minutes, obviously, but I mean, because you don't think he's going to replace OG, but maybe he wants to show up and take some time from Scotty, or even maybe replace Gary Trent. I don't know. That's the problem with our lineup is uh, we have somebody like Precious Achua do what he did, and then you wonder why can't we get more victories? Why can't we have people more consistent? I mean, just quickly rattling off our starters of this game: Scotty Barnes 18, Pascal had 24. Pascal's been playing amazing all season. Precious gets 27, Gary Trent Jr. gets 19, and Fred ends up with 11. I mean, those kind of results could get us wins most games.
It's true. It's true. But like I said, with the Raptors, though, we are a jump shooting team. And when guys get hot, guys get sometimes streaky with that jump shot. And if you live by that jump shot, you're gonna die by it. I, I just say the Raptors, like I said, what they're doing now, they're mixing it up. We're attacking the ball. We're getting some easy looks. We're not just consistently doing one thing now. So and it's showing. And this is how they should be playing when they're at home. And if they keep this mix up and we see that hey, guys are showing that they could step up to the plate, I think moving forward we might have a shot at doing some damage.
No, I agree, and Boucher had a decent game too, coming off the bench. That young, even Boucher ended up with 10. That had 7. The weird thing that I don't understand is this Hernan Gomez situation. I mean, he played 11 minutes and had 3 points. I don't know. They had that other. Oh man, I was going to say the other white guy because I can't remember what his name is. I don't even see him here on the stat sheet at all. He came into the one game and he was like 3 for 3 from three, and he missed one little layup because I think he thought he was more in the clear on the layup that he went to put up, and someone swatted it before it bounced off the glass. But anyway, sorry, I'm off on a tangent. So that being said, then with them playing better, I was watching a clip on ESPN. They had who the heck was it? Zach Lowe and Brian Windhurst. We're talking about what's coming up with the trade deadline on February 9th, and maybe we'll go into a little more detail next week as we get closer to the trade deadline and what we think is going to happen. But their main theme was that it all evolves around the Raptors and what are the Raptors going to do. And they specifically said this road trip is going to determine whether the Raptors think that they're in it, to try and win it, or are we going to try and get Scoot Henderson or Victor Wembanyama or whatever. There were reports that Masai Ujiri was seen at a Victor Wembanyama event thing that he was at playing, and then I saw someone else saying that we do like the Scoot Henderson guy also. So anyway, what are your thoughts about whether we trade? Sorry, actually, first of all, the next 3 games on the road, we pulled that up too. We've got tomorrow we're playing Phoenix, then we've got
We'll play
Jazz
Phoenix
on,
tomorrow.
yeah, Wednesday we're playing the Jazz, and then Houston on Friday, and then the last game of this road trip is Memphis. So, what do you think we need to do on these next 4 games to be thinking in the head office brass that we can go for it, or that we're going to trade and blow it up?
Well, well, once again, these next 4 games, and I believe our record right now is what's it, 24-28 or something like that, I believe.
I can pull that up quickly here too. Just
Yeah, 23-28.
okay.
What our record are, and we're fifth in the Atlantic Division. Like so, like you said, these next 4 games, if we could scoop up 4 wins right now, we're nearly back at 500 ball club. So you know what I mean, guys.
Oh,
You're on the road, but we, like I said, guys are stepping up. We almost won that game there, and I believe we could have really pulled off that game against Steph Curry and the crew. But like we're talking with OG going down and the Raptors, when the guy goes down, it sort of blows a little whistle inside the team, and we've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
that in
yeah.
that game.
Takes the
You know
wind
what
out
I
of the
mean? But
sails. Yes.
moving forward, like I said, with guys picking up, once that bench is hungry, it's about who wants it right now, and where we're poised to be. Hey, we could come out, you know what I mean, 8 seed, fight for that thing, and hey, who knows? Sky's the limit.
Okay, so do you think they need to go 4-4 though, or do you think if they went 3-1, they might still be okay? Like my thinking is we weirdly match up against Phoenix well. I don't really understand why that happens. It's probably a combo of us trying to step up and play well against them. Um, Utah, we should be able to beat. Houston, we should be able to beat. Memphis, I don't know. John Morant tends to want to go crazy against the Raptors. and beat us up. But yeah, so anyway, you think if we even go 3-1, but 3-1, 4-0 were good, 2-2, 1-3, and obviously 0-4, then there's problems.
So then there's problems, right? And right now, like you were just saying, against the Suns, against Mr. The Grizzlies, there, I don't think they could. You know what I mean? It could be a 2-2, like you're saying. But hey, if we go 3-1, or if hey these guys are ignited and we go 4-0, you know what I mean? Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. But 2-2 doesn't make it seem it's worthy. I think these guys are gonna um, mix it up and see what's going on out there. You know, because
Right.
why not? You know what I mean? At
Yeah,
this point in the season.
they go 2-2. You think Masai starts answering more phone calls, or maybe even making more phone calls, trying to
Or starts
figure out,
you got it. You
yeah,
got it.
what can I
Well,
get? Who
like you
can I
said, we
get?
got three major players that are on the plate for trades right now. So we're buzzing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
well,
Gary, Van Vliet, and then and OG, you know, guys are looking for these guys. So
I know. Okay, well, yeah, let's get into that in 1 second. I just have one more question for you about the upcoming record. So let's just say we do go 4-0 in these next 4 games. So we end up that we're at 27-28, almost 500, like you said. Uh, do you think that that's good enough? Like, do you think that the Raptors should stand pat with our current roster if we're in the play-in, or even one of the lower hanging, like seventh or eighth seed in the East? Or do you think that they should only really stay where they're at as far as the personnel on the team goes? Uh, if they think they can keep rising and get us back to where we ended up last year at a fifth seed, even a sixth seed, but for sure in the playoffs, not having to worry about a 1 game, winner moves on in the play-in situation. What are your thoughts on that?
playing right, yeah. Well, and you got a point there. Like, if we could make it to the play-in with these guys, and they know each other already, and we've seen that they could play 4 quarters of basketball. It's just been closeout. What I've been saying, you know what I mean? It's who knows how to close out games, and if these guys could mature to that at that time, for sure, I believe. But like I said, depending on what they're getting out there to bring a little more buzz, sometime a new face at the right time could do something. I see that. I believe the organization will be leaving their options open.
Hmm. Okay, so then yeah, that's a good segue then. So I told you I was at a poker night the other day, and there was some chatter about what the Raptors should do, and some interesting debate. So there's obviously a few different avenues they could go. I guess first of all, who should we trade, or is there anybody out there? Or let's even get your thoughts on the specific trade that I told you, like one guy brought up, where he thinks if we go and grab a Jakob Poeltl, that would really help us. He thinks we're weakest at center position, that we don't have anybody sort of guarding the rim defensively, and then offensively, we don't get enough of the second chance points, putbacks, rebounds, all that sort of stuff, and have someone steady that can score. I looked up Jakob Poeltl's points. He is solid, but it's not quite as high as I thought. I thought he was more like 16, 17 points a game. He's down around 12, 11.9
Yeah, 11.9, I
points per
believe,
game.
11.3, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
For a big man
three
like you
assists.
said, and for the minutes being played, that's accurate, I would say. And like you said, hey, could we get 4 more points out of him? Would touches around the rim? Of course we could, but you know what I mean. As for big guys, we do have big guys around the rim. We do need big guys because when the West come, they're all big over there. So, the bigger the better when it comes to the basketball game. But like you said, as a caliber player, do you think we could get a little bit more juice? Like I said, let's leave the options open.
Okay, but would you do a Gary Trent? So here's what the conversation went to. I think Jakob Poeltl could help us, and I also really like the tie-in. Jakob Poeltl and Pascal Siakam are like best friends, like still they're best friends. When they were on the
Right.
team together, the first time I ever heard Pascal was on a radio show, and Jakob Poeltl was with him, and you could tell they were buddies even there, and there was some commentary. But I've heard Pascal even say that they still stay in touch and they're buddies. So
They're buddy
that would
buddies.
that would be
Okay.
great, yeah. Because a happier Pascal's obviously our best player at the moment. But would you trade a Gary Trent Jr. For a Jakob Poeltl, or because this guy was talking about that there's a three-way rumor out there that we're going to trade Gary Trent to someone, then they're going to trade 2 firsts to San Antonio, because San Antonio seems to want 2 first-round picks for Jakob Poeltl in return. Where I was saying I would rather just give up the 2 future picks for Jakob Poeltl and keep Gary Trent Jr. Like, I actually think trading Fred VanVleet would be better. Keep OG, although I mean, if it's true behind the scenes that OG really wants out, then maybe we let him go also, because you don't want somebody complaining and leaking out to the press that they're not happy and all that stuff. But I'm going to assume that those are just rumors, because OG's never actually said, that I've heard anyway, that he's not happy here. So anyway, so I guess what I'm getting at is what do you think is the best in order here? Do we trade Gary Trent Jr. to a third party team and have them trade 2 first rounders for Jakob Poeltl, and would that help? I think you think that it would help, but would that be a good trade to get rid of one of our only creative scores? Or do we trade our 2 first-round picks ourselves straight up for Jakob Poeltl and keep a Gary Trent? Let's go with that. What do you think?
Well, yeah, well, like you said, we do have an issue at the guard area too. Playing time for gentlemen. Gary Trent, you know, what I mean, is on the bench coming off secondary, and I know for his caliber, I know he wants a little bit more playing time. So if that would free him up, and we got now another big guy, I think that would also work. But like you said, if we could dangle, I believe I shouldn't say dangle. If we could actually put Van Fleet in the mix, because Gary Trent is a little bit more taller, a little more has a little more agility. Although, like I said, Van Fleet will drop 40 points in an eye second too as well,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
So you know what I mean, pick your poison. But yeah, I would rather try to hold on, like you said, and throw them the next 2 first rounds. You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? He's here. We when it comes to playoff basketball, we do need depth. So, like you said, I would try to hold on to him, of course.
Yeah, and we don't have enough. Like, it's getting better the way the offense has been shifting. We don't have to go so much ISO and have someone trying to create, but because they have been moving the ball. But I still think Gary Trent, yeah, he's one of the few players we have that can go and just get a bucket when we need one. Pascal's getting better and better. I still sometimes get nervous with his spin move, and that the other team knows that he's going to do that, and then they're collapsing on him. But yeah, my thinking with Van Vliet is that we could maybe get rid of him to, not get rid of, but move him to the Bulls or someone. He's from, just outside of Chicago. So there's some added goodwill cachet with them there. And maybe we get like a Zach LaVine, and then we have Scotty Barnes maybe carrying the ball up the court more, and keep Gary Trent, in the mix. So then our starters become Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and if we keep OG and then we have Jakob Poeltl at center, that would be a pretty good mix. Or even Zach LaVine is playing
Right.
at,
and then we still have a Chua,
Zach
you know what I
LaVine
mean,
small
coming
forward,
up.
and then right, and then coming off the bench we could have Gary, because Scotty sadly I think is going to need to start, but we could have Gary Trent coming off the bench with Precious Achua. I don't know. It makes it a little more interesting. I think if we get those 2 guys, and then we don't have Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, yeah, when he's on, he's awesome. I love the guy. I will never forget the playoff, the championship run, and he got
I'm
he got
telling you,
he got a Finals MVP vote. So he played amazing, but he's up and down. He's inconsistent, and when he gets stuffed at the rim, I don't know. It just stresses me out with him. He does it because he has to work so extra hard to get
yeah.
around all those big giants anyway. And then
Yes, I know. Me and him are the same height. When you're a 6-footer or 6'1" against those 6'7" and
right.
6'10" and 7 threes, yes, you gotta work a little harder, and it ain't as easy. But hey, he's got the strength. But like we said, moving forward, you know what I mean. It is what it is.
Yeah. No, I just get frustrated for him even on his behalf, because he'll work like a madman, and he's doing all kinds of moves and dribbles, and he's doing faking people out, and then they're buying it even, and he gets past them, and then sadly he goes up to get the layup, and someone is like, get that garbage out of here. And I'm like,
Get that shit out
oh,
of here.
Fred, like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when I say, hey, rise up 3 more inches and dunk it on him. Then he'll think twice of trying to swat that out of there.
Yeah. Well, can Fred VanVleet dunk? Have you ever seen him dunk?
No, I haven't seen him dunk, man. I think I would go crazy if I seen him dunk. I have not seen him dunk.
Yeah. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. It's not like I've got mad hops. I think at my peak, I could get my fingers like this on the rim. That's like the closest I've ever gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy when I can touch the net. But anyway, who cares? Not about me. All right. So any other comments, points, things you want to crowbar in here before we sign off for the week? We've got the Raptors tomorrow at Phoenix. What do you think about maybe that game or just any other thoughts in general?
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna be booking it in Bookertown, and as you know, 3P is not something easy to deal with their big man. So our hands are gonna be full, especially in their house. But hey, and any given Monday, let's put it that way.
Mhm.
We're rolling. We're the Raptors. We're gonna put a claw in them. Let's leave it at that point.
Right. Well, and maybe Masai will talk to their GM about is it Aiton? Is that the name of the center guy that they've got that
That's right. You got it, Aiden. You got it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's been rumors that we're interested in that guy too, and he still doesn't seem to be thrilled about what's going on in Phoenix when they didn't offer him a max deal. So who knows? Maybe a little trade will come out of it. But
A little, hey, if we, like I said, if we could dangle the carrot, why not?
right. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Well, unless you got anything else, I think we could sign off for the week.
Well, let me say it this time, people. Don't forget to subscribe, like,
Okay.
comment.
Nice.
We need those things in. We love you all. We love your guys' feedback. Steve's been putting in a lot of work. You know what I mean? I'm here putting in a lot of work. We want to see things happen for 2023. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's get our. I like when the other channels are like, we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, so we're trying to get to 25 subscribers. So share it with a friend, and yeah, hit a like and comment too, because we would love to hear some feedback on what you guys think. So, all right, wonderful. Well, Mr. Headswag, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
No
Enjoy
problem. Thank you,
watching.
sir.
Yeah, enjoy
Slang
watching.
666. Good to see you too as well.
All right, sweet. I'm signing off. Take care.